I hope it's okay to say that I really think that your sales and your content should be cyclical. People always say, well, you should do your content. You should have your content days. You should record helpful tutorial videos. Maybe you've done that and you're like, well, how is that really leading me to sales? I think a better way is to think about this feedback loop. And I use the feedback loop if I make a web page, a sales letter, it's based on the things people say to me that get them to buy from me. And with the internet being more fast paced, maybe we're talking more about LinkedIn and YouTube as far as your sales and your content. So here's what I'm talking about is here I am in a LinkedIn conversation, and it just starts right here a few minutes ago. And I asked this author, Joelle, if she plans on narrating her book for Audible or if I can do it. My website is dfynarration.com. If you want a book just narrated for Audible, I'm your guy. But a common objection is someone saying, well, I would like to narrate it myself. And the thing about the selling that you do is you can probably figure out there's probably 5 top objections, and there's more, but you can kind of cluster and group them up and say, hey, there's probably 5 reasons why someone doesn't buy from me, and maybe the price, or maybe they don't believe that they don't believe in me, or they don't believe in themselves, whatever it is. And so a common objection with the audiobook, if someone has a book, I want to narrate their audiobook, objection is they say, well, I should narrate it. And then my counter objection is okay, well, now, what tools will you use to do it? Because if someone says, hey, I want to narrate my book, that's fine. But do they know how to do it? Do they have the time, the skills, the money for the software, the follow through? And instead of just giving up, this is where your content comes in, right? So the offer is, I'll narrate your audiobook. The objection is, well, I should be the one to self-narrate. And then the content that results from that is to then say, okay, well, now I'll record a video showing them how to do it. Won't this kill my sales? No, because they can go and find the answer anyway. They can find a million other YouTubes. So why don't you be the one to record a YouTube showing how they could do this themselves the hard way? But then the easier way is if they just do it and have you do it. So what I do is I go into YouTube, and at the top there's this top right corner button that brings you into YouTube Studio. So you go over at the top, YouTube Studios, find your account, and I just search on my channel. And so I say, well, if I'm talking about, do I have a video about Audacity? Do I have a video about Audible? Do I have a video about ACX? And so I've made sales from all of these. So this one, it shows how to make the cover for Audible. And so this is just one piece of it, but I've had someone watch my video on how to make an Audible cover and then go and find me to hire me for just that part of the process of getting their book on Audible. And so for this person, it's a 13-minute video on how to record on Audacity. So I just copied the YouTube link and sent this over to the person. I'm not spamming, I'm answering her question. And so we're talking about taking the objections, turning it into content, and then now we kind of get the discoverability. And then whenever you go back and revisit these old YouTube videos, it's a chance for you to kind of beef up your SEO, your search engine optimization. And so a big thing I like to do is to upload the video into a tool called Otter.ai, and then save the SRT, the subtitle file, and put it right here. And sometimes YouTube will just make one on their own. But here we have the transcript of my video right here, right? This whole thing. So I can select this whole thing, right click and copy, and I could give this to ChatGPT and say, write me a better YouTube description. And I could even give it the existing one and say, is this targeting the keywords I want to target? Is the title good? Should I make a new thumbnail? And I think I might do that. And the reason that even spurred me to recording this video was I was going and grabbing this link, and I said, well, we forgot the tags. And the tags on YouTube are really important, but they're always forgotten about. And if you have a decent sized YouTube channel, you might have gotten one of these spam messages that says, hey, I'm a professional SEO specialist, and I've noticed all these problems with your YouTube channel, and they'll give you like a screenshot with boxes and arrows, and it's not really helpful. It just looks official because of the boxes and arrows. But what they tell you in all these spam emails is that you need a good title, a description, and then that usually that your video is missing the tags. So we can go into ChatGPT. I can put this on maybe thinking mode. I can right click and paste it, the transcript of that YouTube video, and I say, for YouTube, tell me what tags to place in the tag settings below this video. And then do the same thing for the title and the description. And here we go, just that fast. And so while that's cranking out, we'll say generate a thumbnail image and attention getting thumbnail image for the YouTube video. And like, you don't even have to, and I will say we'll generate an image. So you don't have to tell ChatGPT that much, but you should tell it what platform you're using this for. Is it for LinkedIn? Is it for YouTube? And hey, you can have the same content and you post it on different websites. Like you can take the transcript and have it turn it into an article for LinkedIn and generate a unique thumbnail for that. So while that thumbnail is generating, we can just say use these tags in the YouTube field. So copy that, go and right click and put your tags, and you've exceeded the character count. So we'll take off, oh, it's like double what we want. So I guess we'll use the tighter version. Jeez, ChatGPT. And now it made a big old mess. Delete all. See, we're not the first ones with that problem. And now it's a little more manageable. So we can delete the ones that don't seem to, there we go. So now we're using, and now we're, all those tags make sense. It's work that we didn't have to do. We're making good use of it. And then is that now even the thumbnail's done. Upload to Audible. So we'll take this, we'll download it, and then we will go to the thumbnail area and upload what ChatGPT just generated for us. So we'll put that right in there, and it looks more up to date. So really think about some of these things, right? That if you have if you're like the rest of us, mere mortals, and you have a YouTube channel that does not get millions of views, and you say, what the heck is it all about? Why am I making this video content just because my coach told me? Well, hey, you don't have to have millions of views on YouTube, but if your content gets you a sale every now and then, like a high ticket sale, if your content gets you a recurring client, then isn't that worth it? And I think that reasonable path to success is to do your sales, contact people on LinkedIn, set up sales calls where, like, if you have a problem or they have a problem that you can solve, then have that meeting. And it's on Zoom, so it's recorded. You feed it through AI. You figure out what the objections are. You make videos dissolving the objections. You make videos with little tutorials solving parts of the problem or even the whole problem, and you say, hey, that's the long division part. Now I can sell you the calculator to make it easy. And then when you go back and update your content, it's an excuse to just feed some of this into ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude or AI. But the big thing is this subtitles file, because you can then just grab the words that you say and then do your keyword research, do your title research, do your description, generate the thumbnail, and that can be just a reasonable 10-minute a day process. Go and find those sales objections and update your YouTube videos. Now, if you say, well, how do I really make this something that I'll stick with? My answer, podcasting. A podcast doesn't have to be audio. In fact, I love a podcast where you're on video and you and a guest are on video perhaps, because then you can reuse it in many different ways, right? You can take that audio, put it on Apple Podcasts, but you can put it on YouTube as well. So really consider podcasting. Me and my team do that. That's dfypodcast.com. And I'd love to be the person that makes it happen for you. You just show up and maybe use these sales conversations to generate ideas for new content. And then let's say someone is really close to buying from you, but they have these objections. Well, what if they then are doing more research about their problem and possible solutions, and you keep showing up in the search engines, in the YouTube results, in the podcast that they're looking for, and even if they don't find you, perhaps there's a careful way you could follow up and say, hey, we were just talking about this. I happened to record this other video, nothing to do with you, but I recorded this other video on how to self-narrate your audiobook. Maybe you'd like to see it. And that keeps you top of mind. And maybe either it solves their problem, which they were going to solve from someone anyway, or it maybe makes them realize that you are the person to solve their problem. And that's what it's all about. dfypodcast.com, Robert Plank. Let me say it one more time because I feel like I slurred my words. dfypodcast.com. Take it easy.